Well, we all know that warmer weather, it will arrive, and for gardeners, you got to be prepared.
Yeah, it will be here, you guys. It really will be. Good Day Garden Guy Dale Kay is live in Inver Grove Heights this morning, and he's showing us some must-have tools that you need for this spring when eventually we do get to start gardening. Good morning, Dale.
Good morning, Hannah. Actually, I'm kind of just patiently waiting here, just kind of twiddling my green thumbs, waiting for some warmer weather. But don't worry, it will come. It will come. And look at that behind me. Isn't that just really impressive and beautiful? There's like 5,000 on each side of these beautiful planters, all ready for spring. And when you're thinking about the essential tools that you'll need for spring, plants do have some basic needs, and it's really important to know what those basic needs are. The first one, of course, is light. Plants use the light to make glucose, and that helps with the chloroplast and chlorophyll. They need air, oxygen. They need that. They require it to respire. Of course, they need water. That helps move a lot of nutrients around, and it also helps with photosynthesis. Nutrients, yep, you got to have those to nourish and thrive. And then most importantly, they also need some space to grow. They need a container, or they need some good ground as well. So once you know what plants need, then you can really dial in and start to do some research on your location and the plants that you want to grow. And that's important as well when selecting plants to be in the right spot in your neck of the woods. But some basic things that will help all of those needs, of course. Firstly, space to grow, having a good shovel, a good digging tool, a cultivator, all that will help loosen up the soil, and that will also create some great oxygen around the roots that plants also need, and allow the roots to go deep, which is really, really beneficial. They'll be a lot healthier with a better root system. Whether it's your ground at home or you're planting into a container, a good quality potting soil is really key. Usually, the better the soil, the better the plants, the greener the thumb. It's really quite a simple little thing that you can do at your home is use a good potting soil. And when talking about pots, in the ground, of course, you're going to cultivate that soil. In a pot, make sure it's a good sized pot. And I like one that actually tapers a little bit as well. That way you get good drainage. It's a little bit wider, a little bit skinnier at the bottom. And that's also beneficial as well when picking out containers themselves. Talked a little bit about nutrients. And super, super important, you would be surprised the power of a little bit of fertilizer. It helps nourish the plants, of course, and then also keeps them healthy as well. So a couple of different types of fertilizer that you'll find at your favorite local garden shop. First, we have something that's called solids. They're usually granular, a good organic fertilizer. Something like this is actually really good. It's slow release. All these little parcels are actually coated with a layer that will actually release the fertilizer inside super, super slowly. So something like this will feed actually for 4 months. So it's kind of one and done. Slow release fertilizer is really good. My grandfather, oh, I love him. He actually used a liquid fertilizer called fish emulsion. It's a little bit stinky, but he grew some amazing tomatoes, amazing ferns. I learned just about everything from that guy. So I'll still use this, but it is a little bit on the nose, which is can be a little deterring, but fish emulsion is really good. Otherwise, if you're not after that, just a good water-soluble fertilizer once a month applied to the leaves and then also the soil will help keep all your flowers and a lot of times all your vegetables flourishing as well. So you have the solids and then you have the liquids. This is the one that mixes in water. This one also, the fish emulsion, also mixes in water as well. And then finally, we talk about nutrition, any type of transplanting. A B1 vitamin like this root stimulator right here is really good for reducing transplanting shock, which is really, really key as well. Now we talked about water, and I really do love me a summer rain. So I always have a rain gauge on hand because when you get that summer rain, you want to know exactly how much moisture fell in your neck of the woods. That way you can adjust your watering so you're saving water, not using excess water, and sometimes it's okay to let your plants dry out a little bit as well. So having a good rain gauge is key, and then also a good watering nozzle as well. Super important. You don't want to guzzle that water out. So you see this one has some super fine nozzles on it, which is real fine holes, I should say, which is really, really a nice gentle rain as well, which really is key as well. A good rubber hose. I like a rubber hose that doesn't kink. Nothing more frustrating than dispensing water with a twisted hose. So if you want to avoid all that, use a rubber hose. And then also, when you start to tinker with all these plants and learn how they grow, they actually do grow. So oftentimes I'll have some simple twine or some flexible wrap just like this one that will tie your plants up, and also a little bit of netting as well, particularly with vegetables. Not only will this help them grow upwards if you've got those types of plants, but also will protect them from critters as well. And then finally, having a good clean pruner, always handy. I love growing flowers and then bringing them into my home. It brightens the space, and so having a good pruner not only will promote good healthy growth, but you can harvest those flowers as well. And really, don't worry about the weather. Mother's Day is actually early this year, so we've got plenty of time to get flowers for Mum, and then plenty of time to bang out in the garden as well. Back to you.
All right, Dale, you have all those garden gadgets. Maybe that's what you get for Mom for Mother's Day.
Exactly. Thanks, Dale.